Good evening, Cancer. This is David with Tarot and Astrology for All, bringing you your lunar monthly reading, which is starting from the 28th of September, peaking on the 13th of October, and I'm not exactly sure when the next new moon is, but it will be in Aries. This last new moon was in Libra, so let's see what kind of dynamic we'll be working with. Wait, is it in Aries? Not sure. But I do believe it will be in Aries. So, all right. So, with my readings, they are lunar based. They go off of lunar energy, and of course, what better way to use lunar energy than with Cancer? And so, right now, I'm listening to a full moon shaman meditation. It's a shamanic drum trance, and in a sense, this is going to help to make this reading more intuitive. So, with that, this reading is tarot, but it is a mixture of animal spirits and fairies as well. So take it as it resonates. And these readings are not date specific anymore. They could pertain. Ooh, look at that! They could pertain to a previous cycle that maybe you've had in the past, and that may be reoccurring once more. So you guys had the bear fallout, and with the bear, I feel like right now, I don't know why bear hug just comes to mind, but with the bear, it's the alchemical symbol for Earth. And so, regardless of you being a water sign, I do feel like you're starting to encompass this Earth energy. You know, bears, they're big. They're docile creatures for the most part, but they will they will rise up in anger. For the most part, a bear likes to chill. A bear likes to hibernate during the winter, and I feel that for you cancers specifically, I do believe that maybe you're entering into a spirit, a state of hibernation, or into the flow of kind of like going within yourself and doing a lot of thinking. So let's see. I feel like you can also sniff out opportunities, and mm, I feel like maybe you should perk your ears up for messages from the universe. I mean, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you cancers have already been on top of that, right? So let's see what other card comes out for you guys. Wow. Wow, what's going on with you, Cancer? I gotta shuffle this again. Oh, so you guys got the raccoon. So you guys are definitely encompassing some earth energy. However, with the appearance of the raccoon, I kind of feel like maybe you guys are retreating into the dark. If you guys feel like you have to retreat into the dark, it's not. I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessary because you also have the sun right here and it's shining bright. So, regardless of whether you do head into any type of like darkness or light, whether you want to try to like seclude yourself from everybody or whether you want to include yourself with everybody, I feel that either choice is going to be good. Now, I had this rock kit right here. This is the what's it again? Uh, okay, solidite. And what Solidite does is it encourages rational thought, objectivity, truth, and intuition, along with verbalization of feelings. So I feel that there's going to be a lot of objectivity that's going to be necessary for you, and that's why you're being called to encompass this earth energy. So, and yeah, it's definitely about the patterns in life, and it's definitely about the smaller things because lizards are pretty small. But I feel like if you take your vision and you try to like I guess you could say telepathically connected to source. Source will then manifest that into your reality. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and go into the book and read what the both the raccoon and the bear have to say. All right, with the bear, it's the beginning of the deck, so I feel like you guys are on new beginnings here. I do feel that you guys are on a step-by-step basis. For cancers, if you guys have been doing the work lately, then you will be going through a transformation. So I do feel like this is a new beginning for you guys. Waking up from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. See? Beginning anew. After a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and efforts are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move towards the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformations. The initial weeks and months of this spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles, but you have no choice. Bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of the spring emerges, and your transformation begins. So, like I said, you guys are going through transformations, and this is, in essence, a confirmation of that. Now, to bring this into balance, it's going to be necessary to engage yourself into movement and some kind of exercise. Either go to the gym and start working out. Um, go out to parks and start doing yoga if you guys have been doing yoga before. Um, Qigong, Kung Fu, whatever it is that you feel that you may have started before you went into this slumber, go ahead and start that again because this is going to help you in your spiritual quest. Now, when you can balance this energy, you'll have this inner strength and you'll have a yearning to grow. In a sense, you'll have inspiration that you can pass on to others. But when this energy is out of balance, you'll withdraw, you'll feel lethargic, and you'll feel heavy, almost like if you've gone back into slumber. And I do feel like this raccoon is going to say something of the same thing too. I've never gotten a raccoon for anybody, so uh, yeah. All right, moving on. With the raccoon, it's talented, it's shadowy, and it's in hiding. So I feel like you guys are in hiding, but this, like I said, it's time to awaken, guys. It's time to go out into the world again. Raccoon energy is at play within all artists, and to a greater or lesser degrees. To greater or lesser degrees. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or creative tool. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. Sometimes using a stage name or wearing a mask works in an artist's favor. So try doing that if you're going to be making your if you're going to be going out into the world and you don't want to yet show people who you are. I feel like you guys have gone through various transformations and various changes in your life that are causing these transformations to take place and to begin a whole new cycle for you guys. It says, other times it limits creativity. Am I who my audience thinks I am? What if I am ready to grow into something more? Raccoon energy won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. So, in order to bring it into balance, create new work. Uh, specifically like this, I feel like dancing would be very good for you guys. I don't know why dancing came up, but dancing would probably serve to not just express your creativity and your that shadowy side, but it'll also be good exercise because of the movement, and it'll also help loosen you up as well. Because when this energy is out of balance, it's competitive and it's a starving artist. So I feel like a lot of you are artists. I won't say that that everyone is an artist, so not everything will apply to everyone. But I do feel that you guys are in a sense are waking up, and it's time to awaken that passion because the lizard is the energy of fire, and when we deal with lizard energy, we're dealing with, let's see. It's instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, and it's a dreamer. So I feel it. this instinctual side of it's coming from lunar energy. And I do believe that the lunar energy is going to help you to do all these things that you need to do in order to bring yourself back to your spiritual power, or more specifically, to be in a more spiritual state. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception, as if it has a sixth sense. The lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to be manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. So that does explain why you guys will go into hiding from time to time, and once again re-emerge with newfound wisdom. But when you feel any type of this energy like getting out of whack, maybe it's necessary for you guys to kind of do a switcheroo, right? Hide for a little bit, recoup, boom, go out again, come back, hide a little bit, recoup, boom, and this is going to be a step by step process. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights and big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. Now, to bring this into a balance, it's going to be a creative project. So, like I said, a new creative project, possibly involving dancing, possibly involving singing, possibly involving creating some kind of stage name behind it, and at the same time, just just focusing on these intuitive messages that come into you, Cancer. Now, when this energy comes back into balance, and this is by making a creative project, you'll be artistic, telepathic, and spiritual. So this is exactly what we're looking for. And I know this is exactly what you're looking for, Cancer. So with that, I now move on to the fairies. And let's see what the fairies have to show us. Oh, Topsy Turvets. All right, now with the Topsy Turvets, what we're dealing with is, well, 5 plus 1 comes out to 6. And so with the number 6, it you know what? I'm gonna have to go into the book for this because I do not remember this. However, let's see. Topsy Turvets is a change of viewpoint, fresh looks, and a new way of seeing things. So this is definitely a new way of seeing things after a spiritual slumber. Now, as you go about seeing these new things, go ahead and focus on the lunar energy, because the lunar energy is going to bring in a lot of information. It's going to bring in a lot of data. Now, when it comes to these fresh new viewpoints, it's necessary not to carry certain things that you had from a different um, cycle, and bringing the stuff from the old cycle to the new cycle. And so 13 it might be a very important number, and of course, with the full moon happening on the 13th, this is no surprise. So let's see what else comes out, and we'll go ahead and find out what the energy is that's going to be encompassing you guys for this month. Well, for this lunar cycle, I should say. Ooh, the Singer of Transfiguration. So you guys are definitely going through a metamorphosis, and you guys are definitely going through a change. This change is going to allow you to be able to go out into the real world and not have to retreat as often as maybe you guys have done in the past. This is going to make you a much more grounded individual, and it's going to definitely open up new doors for you. With the 11, this is a transfiguration of consciousness, but this is a new beginning overall, not just on the earth plane, but in the airplane. 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 Maybe it's necessary for you guys to go travel. Maybe some of you guys will be traveling in an airplane. So let's see what else comes out. All right, so Jehobia or Jehobia, something like that. All right, I want to go into the book and read this. Comes out to 62 or 61. And 6 plus 1 is 7. So there's definitely a need to assess how you're going to go out into the world. And before you can do this, there's a necessary need to look at your talents, to look at your skills, to look at these hidden talents that you may have that you're not quite aware of. So let's see. Gihyo, imaginary fears, unrealized hazards, realistic caution. So when we look at this card, um, it's time to look at the truth behind our fears. You know, what is really causing our fears, and that what is it that's holding us back? This transformation here is centering right around this card. And so in order for you to begin these new beginnings, it's necessary to take a look at your fears, right? Now this is where that assessment comes in. You got to take a look at your fears and realize, are these ooh ooh oh uh-oh uh-oh. Okay, so there's two of them that came out. I guess that means that it's necessary for you to get 5 cards instead of 4. Awesome. Now this makes a lot more sense. All right, so the collective of pixies. I feel like if you reach out to the collective of pixies, they're going to show you a lot of different things. 4 and 8 equals to 12. 1 plus 3. 1 plus 2 equals to 13. Wait. 4 plus 8 is equal to 12. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So 3 might be a number that resonates with you. But look at, you have Neres the Alchemist. And Neres the Alchemist is about bringing things into existence. And she's an alchemist. She can transform energy from one thing to another. All right, so let me go into the book, and I'll go ahead and read what the collective of Pixies is trying to tell you guys. All right, so when we look at the collective of Pixies, it's about duty, willfulness or willingness, joyful participation, and virtue. Now, of course, you know there is some work to be done, but when we look at this, when we look at this card, it's about enjoying it, doing willingly what needs to be done, and not necessarily what has to be done. Right? A lot of the times we wait till what has to be done, and we don't get the full effect of it because we didn't start right when the cycle right when that cycle was first starting. So with Nels the Alchemist, inner transformation and irrevocable change are what's going on here. And this irrevocable or irreversible change is definitely a change that's going to take you out of your comfort zone. But that's exactly where you want to be. You won't find anything new in your comfort zone. So it's going to be necessary to step outside of it. And look at that. This is definitely clearing any negativity that you may have left. Take a look at your surroundings and see if these people are reflecting anything back to you. And if they are not, well, then that gives you full fling to move forward. All right, now we're going to go ahead and move to the Rider Tarot, and we're going to go ahead and see what. Ooh, okay, so a new blue point is necessary because look, you guys have the Ten of Wands coming out, and with the Ten of Wands, it speaks about burdens. It speaks about having carried these burdens for a while, and it's going to be necessary to drop them very soon. You know, these burdens might be connected to certain fears that you have, but these burdens are what's causing this transfiguration to take place. Usually, whenever you feel suffering, whenever you're starting to go down the rabbit hole, so to speak, whenever you hit rock bottom, this is a perfect time for transfiguration because the only direction from the bottom is up, and that's exactly where you need to go. All right, let's see. What's the energy behind this transfiguration? All right, so it's definitely about letting go of certain addictions, letting go of certain things that have been chaining you and keeping you down. And these are chains that we think we have, very very tight around our necks. But if you take a look at this card, those chains are loose. They could choose to take them off if they want. And I feel that the exact same thing is here for you. Whether you want to have them on or not is entirely your choice. You choose to keep yourself chained as you see fit. All right. Yeah, see? Because you guys have new things coming in, but in order for these new things to come in, you have to release fears. And once you release these fears, you're actually going to be able to reach for life with both hands. And I feel you have the knowledge of this. You've had this knowledge for a little while. This ain't no surprise to you. And quite frankly, this is no surprise to me either. All right. Oh, oh, look at that. Okay, so yeah, definitely working towards victory and doing it willingly and doing what you know your duty is in order to reach this victory. I do feel that some of you guys already know what it is, and I do know that you guys are looking towards growth and expansion, and this is exactly where this energy is headed. All right, so yeah, so this Nelly the Alchemist is coming out, and it's an irrevocable change, but I do feel like you're not ready for it. I do feel like you haven't yet planned for it. Maybe you've put stuff out to the universe, and you're just waiting to see what the universe is going to bring back to you. But I do feel that new beginnings are taking place, as you have the Ace of Wands, just like Pisces did. And this new beginning is based on this victory that you're gonna be experiencing. But this victory can only come after you've cleared your fears and you've reached out for the opportunity that the universe is handing to you. Now, I do feel like this is happening fairly quickly with the um, with the Hangman in the reverse, and this is centering around whether you take this opportunity and whether you throw off these chains. So, with that, and the universe is handing you something. You guys got the Four of Cups, and it's handing not just a new beginning or a new way of taking action, but this is handing a new beginning in emotions, and it's a new beginning in showing love and compassion. So with that, I want to go ahead and move into your advice. Wow, this is actually one of the fastest readings that I've done so far. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let us see. Let's see what we got going on for Cancer for this lunar cycle. Ooh. Necessary to shuffle these once more. Alright, what kind of energy are they going to be moving into? Alright, so you guys got the crocodile. I do feel like you guys are going to be, I guess you could say, breaking the water or breaking the surface. And with the crocodile, I do feel like you guys have your eyes set on something. And look at that, you guys got the snake. And the snake is, the snake in itself is denoting a cycle, right? It's eating its tail. But the snake is also indicative of intelligence, intuition, the rising of Kundalini energy. And I do feel like maybe you will have your chakras activated just by this. Uh, I do believe that this should be happening around the time of the full moon when the energy is peaking. And look at that. You guys got the beaver at the bottom of the deck. So this is definitely having to do with work that you have ahead of you. But I want to go ahead and go into the book real quick just to read off what the crocodile and the snake have to show you. snake, snake, snakety, snake, snake. All right, guardian of the unawakened magic and creative potential. So this definitely is centering around potential, and it could be potential that's centering around these skills and talents that you have hidden within you. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you were to wake it up? How can you stir it from slumber? Slumber is a is a word that's popping out here. So, an experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. So, now is the time to awaken it. Bring it into balance by doing Kundalini yoga, meditation, Qigong, etc., etc. Dancing and releasing this creative potential is another way to connect you to Source. When you can bring this into balance, it'll be prosperous, creative, and charismatic. And that's the energy that I believe you're going to be heading into. When you feel it out of balance, it's going to start and it's going to stop many things. But to bring it back into balance, go back into yoga, go back into whatever. Actually, make it a daily practice. Make it a daily practice, and you'll find how beneficial that is. Because Cancer, you have the North Node going through your sign right now. So with North Node going through there and Saturn and Pluto on the opposite side, it's necessary to bring a schedule into play, and at the same time, you know, move forward on it with passion and with power. Okay, so now we go to the crocodile. With the crocodile, it's resting, submerging, collecting energy, and cooling off. I feel that with all of the changes that are going on, there are going to be times where you need to take a rest, take a break. And the crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. Now is the time for decisions, action, or discussion. The crocodile's mantra is wait. This doesn't mean lying around hoping life's challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering our awareness, observing, and building energy. Fill up the vital resources so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power. This is the energy you're meant to absorb. Because when it's in balance, to bring it into balance, you have to rest. Makarasana, assume the Makarasana pose. Don't know what that is, but now I'm going to be looking it up because maybe that's something that I should be doing too. When it's in balance, this energy will be wise, patient, and it'll be a silent powerhouse. But if at any time you feel stuck or any time you feel like you lash out at people, then that's when you know that the energy is out of balance or it's out of balance, and this is when you know you're going to need to meditate in order to bring it back into a balance. But I do feel like you guys are ready for the work anyways, so that's a good thing. All right, let's see. Let's see what Source has for you for advice for this lunar cycle. Uh, Flaff the floater. Flaff the fluter. Flaff the fluter? Not sure. Just so you guys can see. This card comes out to 13. And that's funny because I said 13, something about 13 earlier. And so 13 may be a very significant number. And the 13th is the full moon. So maybe it's necessary to meditate or assume that Makarasana pose during the full moon. And this will actually help you to step into a position of lunar power. Or it could be that you're going to be experiencing this energy sometime within the lunar cycle. All right, so like I said, releasing fears, right? The singer of connection, connecting to source, and of course, releasing various different energies of hate, malice, anything that you feel reflects back to you. You know, this is a necessary thing that you need to do in order to clear this from your energy. And once you do clear this energy from your being, you'll actually have that active connection to source, and you'll have the ability to showcase your skills and your talents, and possibly under a mask, another name, or anything like that. And look at that, you got the fairy godmother at the bottom. So I do feel that the fairy godmother is watching out for you. But I want to go to Flaff the Fluter, because I've never drawn this card before. So I'm very curious as to what this card has to show you. Okay, so being real, earthing, grounding, and centering. So forget the mask, guys. That's not going to be in your guys' life. Just as life is becoming surprising and exciting and very interesting, though not necessarily fun, Flaff the Foot, or Fungus, the fairy comes along to check out our feet. He picks up one foot in his remarkably strong hands and looks it over for fluff between the toes, smelling fungi and dirty, untrimmed toenails. If he finds any of these signs of disrespect for our feet and for Earth Mama, walking on her with grubby feet, yuck, he marks them by making holes in our socks. If things are really bad, he sends mice to eat our dancing shoes, so we will be forced to dance barefoot in the dewy meadows under the moon. Maybe it's necessary to go into a meadow if you guys have access to it. If it happens that we have snows instead of dew, that is just our tough luck. So when we talk about fluff, we talk about breathing, grounding, and reaching your center. If you can't remember how to read, preparing for maintain sanity by staying earth. And like I said, you guys are you guys are already encompassing the energy of earth. So by this, well, once you do this, it's important. You have important information coming your way, but you can only receive it properly if your feet are on terra firma, and your head is well connected to the rest of your body. So that's very, very interesting. This is all about grounding. So let's get the rest of these Rider Waite cards out here, and we will go ahead and conclude your reading, Cancer. Ooh, ooh, Hermit almost came out in the reverse. All right. Oh, so all right. So I see you guys are releasing fears, and grounding yourself in the energy of foot, Faff the Foot. I think that's how you say it. Once you release these fears, you'll be able to ground yourself. That much is certain. But I do see you releasing fears, and I do see you releasing various different chains that maybe you've had around your neck. Yeah, see, the choice is yours. I feel that some of you are at a stalemate in trying to release these fears, and do keep in mind that it may take some time because these fears are well grounded and definitely well rooted, and these are fears that are going to be very, very hard to take out. But look at the singer of connection is here because it's necessary for you to choose something, whether it's one thing or another. You can't go after all of them. That's an illusion. To believe that you can get all of them all at once right now. But I do feel like there's a necessary need to focus. There's a necessary need to assess your situations, and I do feel that once you do this, you'll enter into a state of grounding, into a state of uh, peace, calm, and clarity. And of course, the fairy godmother comes out to 7, which is 2 plus 5, because it's card number 25, and I feel it connects to this cups, the 7 of cups. All right, and as the last card, It's not advised that this ending take place just yet, because there are certain things that you have to think about, and at the same time, there are certain plans that you need to make. So, this card coming in upright, this card coming in upright during the reading is telling me that you guys will need to plan, and once you guys make this plan and release whatever negative energy you have within you, that's when the tower will fall. So with that, I'd like to bid thee farewell. For those of you who resonate with this message, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell right there. And I will be back in 2 weeks with your reading at the full moon, or slightly before it, to see how you guys are doing and to see how this energy is transforming, and to see how the rest of the month will go for you guys. So, with that, I am Tarot. Oh, wow. With that, guys, I am David with Tarot and Astrology for All, signing out.